let's talk about identity and some of the individual things that make you uniquely you. Now, identity is essentially who you are and encompasses the way you think about yourself, the way that you're viewed by the world, and the characteristics that define you. It's a huge, multifaceted concept that refers to the traits and qualities that make you, as an individual, unique and distinguishable from others. Identity can be both internal and external. Internal identity refers to how we see ourselves, the personal attributes we believe we possess, and the values and beliefs that we hold. It is shaped by our personal experiences, self-reflection, and introspection. Our internal identity can be affected by factors such as our personality, self-esteem, and confidence levels. On the other hand, external identity refers to how others perceive us, which can be based on factors such as our physical appearance, our behavior, social status, and cultural background. It's shaped by the perceptions and attitudes of others towards us, which can be influenced by cultural, social, and historical contexts. Now, while both internal and external identity are important, it's crucial to prioritize our internal identity as it reflects our true selves, and it helps us cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth and self-esteem. For that reason, as we move forward in this cohort, when we refer to identity, we're primarily going to be focused on the internal version, how we see ourselves. Now, identity is shaped by various components, like your cultural background, ethnicity, gender, race, religion, socioeconomic status, education, profession, personality traits, and personal experiences. As an example, let's look at identity and how it is shaped by our family and community. These social structures provide us with a sense of belonging and shape our attitudes and values as we grow up. They also provide us roles, the labels that we use to identify ourselves in respect to others. We went through those already. Imagine if you were to grow up in a somewhat tumultuous home with little adult influence and a lot of trauma or chaos. It's possible that this will shape your values. You may value independence because you had to take care for yourself, and you may value stability because you know what it was like to grow up without it. It will also affect how you see roles. What does the concept of a mother look like to that child? I'd bet it holds a different meaning altogether from the child with a highly involved parent. It will also shape your beliefs about the world around you, maybe teaching you that authority figures can't be relied on, or conversely, that any attention is good attention. Now, this example is a bit on the extreme side for some, but it's a way to see how external influences all around us are constantly shaping how others see us, our roles, what we think and believe in, our values, and how we see ourselves, our identity. So how do you go about wrapping your arms around such a big and nebulous concept as identity? Well, like most things in this program, we need to engage in self-discovery and introspection more than anything. We need to take time to really explore our personal experiences, values, beliefs, and attitudes, and where they came from, which can then help us identify our strengths, weaknesses, and personal preferences. Now, because our identity is often impacted by events and influences outside of us, over time, our identity will develop, shift, and evolve. How we see ourselves may change as we progress through different stages of life, such as adolescence, adulthood, and old age. For example, as a teenager, you may have seen yourself as an ugly duckling or a black sheep. But as you grew older and more comfortable with your own values and beliefs, you may have begun to see yourself as an outlier or a leader. Veterans going through high degrees of struggle in a transition or other life situations like divorce or disability may also find that these situations shape aspects of our life, our roles, our values, and similarly, our identity. The most important thing to know about identity, though, is that while there are a lot of things that can shape it, it isn't set in stone. It's not really set at all. And the best part of it is that you can then shift your identity if you so desire to. We'll get into that more in the next section, but for now, just know that if you're not happy with who you are, you can always change as much or as little as you want to in order to be who you need to be.